Hey folks, it's Monday, August 30th. My name is James. I'm the president of the Edmonton Local of the Canadian Union of Postal Workers. And it's a beautiful day out here. It's a little cooler than it's been. It's actually quite refreshing, but it is a beautiful day. It's sunny, there's no smoke. Hopefully that continues into tomorrow, but we'll just see what tomorrow brings. So on July 31st, Canada Post served notice to the union that they're going to be introducing a new service at our post offices. This is going to be known as Recommerce. It's a peer-to-peer system. Basically what they're talking about is that when you purchase things on like Facebook Marketplace or something like that, sometimes you'd have to meet the other person. This removes that. The person would come and deliver the item to the post office where it'll be held. The second item would come and pick it up and pay through secure platforms, and the post office would take a nominal fee. Canada Post says that there's approximately 49 addressable parcels that are basically sold through Recommerce that are not going through the mail system annually, and that may increase. It's an interesting idea. I can think of a number of problems with it already. What happens when somebody drops something off and nobody comes to pick it up? What happens when somebody comes and looks at the item and says, oh, no, this isn't what I want, and then leaves? But, those things will probably get hammered out in some sort of national negotiation, or hopefully they'll call the person up and return the item. I'm not sure how that's going to work. But I guess any expansion in services is better than none. This could drive more traffic into our post offices, assuming that they do this for our post offices, not private post offices. That could be a good tactic of getting more people in the door to then potentially make impulse purchases or to ship their goods because they're going to the post office anyways. So it's helpful, but I don't see it as being the big innovative technology that will keep the post office alive, like postal banking or postal telecom or any of those different things. It just really feels like they're chasing its scraps. I mean, if they got half of the Recommerce market, about 20 million parcels a year, maybe that will cover their bonuses next year. I don't know. We'll have to see how this all works out. Maybe I'm being a bit of a naysayer. Maybe I'm not. Oh, and they're going to be activating this at selected post offices on August 31st. So basically at the end of the month here. I'm not sure where they're going to do that first, but we'll have to see. So starting the day after that, on September 1st, there will be a change to the safe drop procedures that we have for parcels. Normally when you safe drop a parcel, it should not be in view of the public. There may be some areas where you think would be better than leaving it there, where it's not protected from the elements. Canada Post is doing away with that. I don't think that's a good choice, but they're going to do away with that. You'll just be able to safe drop it on the front step if it's in view, it's in the rain. All I can explain about that is that I think that they're just basically cutting down the costs of carting items out. Because, for any personal contact items that require a signature, any of those things, it will still be a requirement for the carrier to go to the door and ring the doorbell and do all the good things that we're supposed to do. But it's allowing safe drops to just happen the way Amazon does them, right? I do not encourage anyone to throw it at the door. So that'll be starting September 1st. This may also encourage customers to use services such as signature items, but I have my doubts. I wonder if this will increase any liability for the post office and potentially continue us down the pathway of going broke as we have to buy items for people with our insurance or some such. But I'm sure the insurance is terrible anyway. Canada Post also just recently introduced a e-commerce website builder for small businesses. They say there's about 150,000 micro businesses in Canada that may not have a website or a point of sale or some such thing, and they're going to provide that to people. Apparently 13 million parcels over the next 5 years translates into about $200 million in revenue. So there'll be a tool powered by AI, of course. Of course, it's going to be AI. It's always got to be AI. Couldn't just be a simpler tool. That would probably be just as effective to help people build their little websites and advertise their goods. I'm not sure how this works into the whole e-commerce store that Canada Post is creating, but I presume that those websites would be available on Canada Post's e-commerce store that they're creating. So hopefully we can see some growth out of that whole thing. On October 12th, they're going to be removing this person from the security guard at the gate to the parking lot access to the plant. This won't affect any CUPW members. We all have card access, but it will affect the CUS drivers. And there'll be a loss of a job in one of our security personnel. They aren't CUPW members, but it's always a shame when a job goes away. They're going to be basically remote accessing it, so they'll come up and they'll push a button and they'll talk to somebody over the telephone basically about access. So that's the future, I guess. I'm pretty sure I went over this before, but there's more of an official bulletin here about changes to our extended healthcare plan and our dental fee schedule. So as of July 9th, the new plan is in effect and will be retroactively applied back to June 18th. So if you have a receipt from back then, and you haven't applied it, you'll be applied basically on the new rates, and I believe that all of them should retroactively be applied. So massage therapy will now be covered 80% of $500. Psychologists, psychotherapists, and social workers will be covered at 80% to a maximum of $3,000 per calendar year. Shingrix vaccines and flu shots will be covered at 80% for up to $1,000 per calendar year. Expenses for gender affirming care will be covered up to 80% for a lifetime maximum of $15,000. Dispensing fees will be capped at $9. Mandatory generic substitutions are required, but if for some reason you can't use those, you have to get the doctor to fill out a form. Benefit claims that were refused between June 18th and July 9th, when the plan was not in place, will be reevaluated automatically, and where applicable, members will be reimbursed accordingly. And the dental fee schedule for 2025 came into effect on June 23rd, 2026. Payments for services rendered between June 18th and 23rd under the dental fee schedule will also be retroactively adjusted and automatically be credited. For clarity, the relevant date is the date of the services were provided and not the date the claim was submitted. All right, well, you got 2 videos in one weekend. It's been a lot for me recently. It seems to be once every 2 weeks the last little while. Hopefully I'll have more frequent news for you in the future. It's been a long weekend. I hope you've enjoyed it. Back to the battle tomorrow. Have a great day.